Okay, I evicted those damn new brain computers, and now we have a better view of these big machines. Well, big, they're okay big, but they are quite heavy. This one has been reviewed quite well by EEV blog. I will post the link below. Well, it's like a scientific computer. You can plot graphics. You see them on screen, I think, but you can also print them directly. So it was really useful for scientific use in the day. I think this computer dates from 1978, maybe 79, and this one is his older brother. But it's more like a calculator. I think the HP-85 runs basic. What this one, I'm not so sure, but well, we'll have to find out. You know, I have not researched them yet, so we will learn as we go. These are two huge 8-inch floppy drives. I guess they must be for the 85. I have not tried or tested any of this yet, so the first thing we will have to do is open it up, both of them, and the floppy drives too, and check if there's like those bastard Rifa X2 filter capacitors inside, and replace them if necessary. According to the EEV block, it's just 4 screws or something like that. Then pull out this tape ejector, and you can just take off the cover. So that's just what I'll do now. This is the extra stuff I got with it. A lot of 8-inch floppies, manuals, a big printer. I even have spare ink ribbons and spare of this thermal paper, I presume. A lot of cables. These things also from the lot, tapes for that one. So let's get started. Well, it was 6 screws, not 4, but here it is, opened up. I cannot see any Rifa capacitors anywhere, but sometimes these Brom ones or the X2 filter caps, without taking it apart I cannot see it more clearly, but I don't see the ones that usually burn up, so I think it should be safe to just power this thing on and see if it still works. There are like spider webs in here. Maybe I should clean that out first. It has been kept in an attic for a very long time. This computer is from the first owner. He died a couple of years ago, so I got it from a very good friend of him. The original owner was a man called Dennis Assebroek. He was well known in Belgium for collecting mechanical TVs. You can look that up on YouTube. I don't know much about mechanical TVs, but apparently it's a niche collector item, so just look it up. That man used this machine to do his bookkeeping and taxes, so a lot of these floppy disks that came with it contain his taxes and bookkeeping. So I'll just connect it up to the power grid and see if it's still alive. Well, now you can witness live on YouTube, on the internet. What will it do? Will it burn or it work? it works, it seems. Oh, I cannot see what I'm typing, so maybe there might be an issue, but I've seen a brightness control in back, I think. Yeah, let's see if, oh yeah, it has appeared now. Just needed to warm up a bit. So end line, beep. Yeah, let's see if this does basic. Well, if I find out how it works, run, no, run, no. Let's try basic, print, hello, of course. Oh, backspace, hello world. We need to do hello world. I'm a developer, so I need to do hello world. What the? It printed hello world, not on the screen, but on paper. Can I feed this somehow? Paper advanced. Paper advanced. Doesn't work very well anymore. We'll need to look into that. But as you can see, these belts are horribly worn. So maybe the paper is a bit stuck too. Yeah, there it goes. Hello world. Incredible. This thing probably hasn't been powered on in multiple decades. It just works. Great. Let's put it back together. Well, as in, let's screw the case back on. Okay, second HP. This is the, oh, here it is, 9825A. Well, this should be more like a calculator, probably also a scientific calculator. I'm not sure. It also has a printer. This seems like a screen, a tape for tapes here. There's a tray here where you insert the paper, you do the fuse and power, and there's a handy little book here with the error messages that you can get. In front here there's a couple of trays with software expansions, I guess. I/O, advanced string programming, and flexible disk drive. So maybe, yes, these are flexible disk drives. So I'm not sure if these drives are meant for the 85 or for this one. Maybe for both. What? I'll figure it out later. Let's first open this one up and see if there's any of those capacitors that need to be replaced. Here is that, what was it, 9825A, upside down. So here's the trays with software, and I found this thing. It doesn't say what it is, but when you pull it out, it's the actual operating system. This is the operating system. Awesome, isn't that? Well, I loosened one of these screws. Well, the little foot, the rubber foot came off, but these screws are definitely not long enough to hold this case together. It's just too heavy. It can't. It's not possible that these do that. But I do not see any other screws, so well, I don't immediately know what to do to open this up. I look at it from all angles. Okay, I found these two screws here in the back, and then it opens just like a tray. Yeah. Just two screws holding together this heavy machine. Well, again, I cannot see any refalls, but it's all put so well together. What's this? I don't know. So I'm not sure what to do. Should I take it apart a little further so I can be sure that it doesn't have refalls, or should I just power it on? How can I take this apart? I don't immediately see how. Probably just these plastic clips. So I will just try and do that now. Well, look at this. This is incredible. After releasing these 3 plastic clips, this thing has its own hinges, so you can just turn it over. And you can see the next board, and I can see there's also hinges for that board, so I should be able to just do the same with it. But for this one, the keyboard part is in the way here, so I would first have to find out how to, probably here, open up that part. I'm not sure if it's necessary. I don't know. Well, it would be better if I do it, because if there's refalls in here, they will certainly pop. So yeah, I'll try to open up that keyboard. Let's see what that does. After removing the screws here on either side, you can push the keyboard forward, and there's room enough to open up this part of the, well, motherboard, I guess. There's like a big heatsink inside here, but no reflow capacitors anywhere I can see. So, and also the other capacitors seem to be okay. They're not bulged or anything. It should be safe to power this thing on. So I will do just that. Well, I've seen a fuse here, and there's also a fuse here, so I'll check those first, because that's an obvious point of failure. Well, I'll just put it back together now and see if we can power it on. Okay, let's power this thing on then. The fuses are okay. There's no known bad capacitors. So let's put on the power switch. Oh yeah, it's gonna take off. Okay, it has a fan. However, nothing seems to appear on the screen. Let's see, there's like a paper feed. No, it's manual. Well, display. Well, there doesn't seem any way to know if it works. This let's oh, the shift lock works, so it is doing something. Maybe I should read the fucking manual. Manual's enough for these things. Is there a button to enable the screen? Maybe. No. Well, I'll have to get back on you on this one. I have no idea how it works. All I can say is that the shift lock, it's not caps, it's shift lock, is working. If I try a print command like I did on the other one, well, I already tried it, it doesn't print anything. So yeah, I'll read the manual, but I think I first want to check out what those floppy drives are for. So I'll be back to you in a couple of minutes. I've been reading some of the manuals that came with the computers. I think there's a problem with that 9825A. When you power it on, there should be something on the red LED screen. Nothing appears, so I might try to refurbish it, or well, just donate it to a museum. I don't think I will keep these machines. They are very big and heavy. I haven't got a lot of room as it is for all my other computers. I have like 200 or more. Anyway, so I started on one of these 8-inch floppy drives. This is one floppy drive. This entire thing. It's like I don't know, maybe 40 by 40 centimeters. Let's check. Yeah, more than 40 against more than 40, and 11-12 centimeters high. Well, big drives, right? So I opened it up to check the power supply again. So this one also does not have those RIFA capacitors, so I will can power it on probably without issue. I checked the fuse, that's okay. I should open up and oil the drives, but for now I'm just going to power it up once, see what it does. I didn't find any manuals about how to connect these disk drives to the computers yet. I did find a leaflet which stated that these drives... Well, there goes the girlfriend again, she interrupted me again. So I was saying, yeah, I found a leaflet that indicated that these drives are meant for the calculator, the one that I cannot get to work. But I'm pretty sure they will work on the 85 here too. So, well, I can't find any documentation how to connect it. I do have like a big box of cables with these huge connectors. So I guess it must be one of them. So that's a problem for later. So first I'll power up this one and see if it goes boom or if it starts up. I attached the power cable. So I should really get this cleaned. It's been in an attic for probably decades. So let's see if I power it on, what it does. Woo! Man, the fan works. Line, don't know what that means. So code drive 1, so this is probably the primary drive. The second one, drive 0. I don't know which one is the primary then. Probably the other. If somebody had to work with this noise, I would go crazy. Okay, so time to also power on the second drive. This disc was still inside it. This label has come off. So I will not open it up and check the power supply, because I established with the other one that there's no RIFAs, so I can hopefully safely power this on. Oh, this makes even more noise than the other one. I can't understand how anybody could work with this noise. Okay, when I inserted this disc in the first one I tried, I heard the disc reading, so let's see if this one does the same. I didn't hear anything. Let's listen a little closer. Yeah, I can hear it spin. None of these lights are going on or anything, so well, probably will need to connect it to a computer first, but I have to find out how to do that. So I'll be back in a sec. Okay, looking in the back of the computer, there's like what is this, a DB25 and a 3-row pin connector. That must, well, that or one of them must be the one to connect it to a computer. Well, I found this connector, just that must be the one. It also states on the side somewhere, yeah, here, it's meant for the disk. Let's get this sharper. Why isn't my mobile focusing anymore? Come on. Anyway, just so it states that it's for the disk 9885A, and these are 9885 disk drives, so it must be for them. But this connector is for the calculator model, not for the 85. And since I cannot get this one to work yet, I may not be able to test these floppy drives. I will check the box if there's also a cable for the other one, but for now I'm not really optimistic about this. Well, I found this connector that is for the HP-85. However, and this looks more like some serial or maybe parallel connection. Maybe it is an EU input-output interface, so maybe it can make the floppy drives work on the HP-85. However, I found this online, the HP Hewlett-Packard Museum, and this page states, I will link it below, this page states that the 9885 drives were actually made for the calculator, the 9825A. So, well, I'm not sure if I will be able to use them on the HP-85, so I'm still looking for documentation, but have not found anything yet. So let's talk to you in a bit. Okay, so I noticed that the connectors on both disk drives are different. This is disk 0, disk drive 0, disk drive 1. So I think using this you can connect the calculator, the 9825A. You can connect this to the computer. And then I found this cable with, well, I don't know if it's DB25, I'm not going to count them. So this cable is used to link the two drives together. So unless I can fix that 9825A, I will not be able to test these disk drives today. There is no other interface, cartridge or anything to connect the drives to this HP-85. So, well, I guess this will be it for today. It's probably the longest video I've made so far. If anybody can help me connect these things up, any help is welcome. If anybody has experience with the 9825A, knows what might be wrong with it, let me know too. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you and see you next time.